Women today are different. Big Mama Gone. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Author of Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. So, I was talking to a guy, I was actually chatting with a dude the other day on Facebook. And he was telling me about how he's disappointed because he's been talking to this girl and he was under the assumption that she was a lot like his mom, his grandmother. He's basically looking for a woman that's the same or very similar to his mom and grandmother. And I told him, I said, hey, Big Mama Gone. He said his mom is in the 70s. And his grandmother is in the 90s. So I said, hey, that type of woman today, the young women today, that type of woman don't really exist no more. There's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of women just aren't raised like that. They're not built like that. Women today, they get tired fast. I'm tired. Women today, they don't have the energy like your mom and your grandmother had growing up. They can't do multiple things and get it all done. Women today aren't built like that. If you're trying to find somebody that's like your grandmother or your mom, let's take a woman that's say 67 plus. That's a different type of woman. 67 plus. That's a different type of woman. That woman today don't really exist amongst the young people. Young people meaning 20s, 30s, and 40s. That woman, even 50s, that woman don't exist. There's always an exception to the rule. You might find some women that have a lot of qualities that you like, but she ain't gonna be like your mom or your grandmother. No. They're not raised like that. They're not built like that. Most women are not high performers, high achievers. What you have today is a bunch of average women walking around. That's the majority. Some people say 85%ers, 70%ers. You can call it whatever you like. You can categorize it whatever way you see fit, but women today are not really built like that. This is why you might have to have more than one woman. Because you're not going to be able to, you're not going to have enough support. That's just the reality. You're going to need help. Especially if you live in a big city. Because most people I know, their immediate family don't live in the big city with them. They move to New York, Atlanta, Chicago, Charlotte, Miami, Houston, LA, Seattle, San Diego, San Francisco. They move to these big cities. Their family is back home. You're not going to have enough support. So you're going to need other people, other women. You might be able to depend on some guys to a certain extent, but a guy Most guys gonna look at it like, hey man, you're just a dude. I can't get nothing from you. I mean, you my boy and everything, but hey man, I can't take care of your kids, man. You know, it's gonna be that type of deal. What I'm getting out of it's gonna be that type of deal. See, women don't exactly see it like that. You know, so you're just not gonna have enough support. You can't get everything out of that one woman. It ain't happening. Now, there's a lot of women that will say, "Oh, I can do it." No, she can't. I can do everything. No, you can't. She can't. You know, there's some women out here that can't even do the basic stuff that women are supposed to do, like having babies. Oh, they get pregnant, but they can't deliver. And you know why that is? Because a lot of women they practice self-sabotage. They treat their bodies like an old, broken down car. They treat their bodies just like that. That's self-sabotage because they don't, somewhere in their mind, in their subconscious mind, or maybe in their unconscious mind, they feel like they don't deserve whatever it is. Now, this is why a lot of women eat, drink, abuse alcohol, use drugs. They do all this crazy nonsense in the 20s and even up to their 30s, even in the 40s sometimes. By the time they hit late 30s and 40s, that's when they start having all these medical problems. You can't have a baby. You can't get pregnant. If you get pregnant, you have a miscarriage. A lot of that comes from that abuse, alcohol abuse and drug abuse, and running around, running through guys, running rapid. And that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. All these and P.S. I'm not a doctor. But I'm just telling you what I've seen, and I know doctors personally. A lot of these cervix cancer and all of this having to get your hysterectomy taken out. A lot of that stuff comes from reckless behavior from the majority of these women. This stuff is not normal. This stuff doesn't happen to every woman. Every woman doesn't get their hysterectomy taken out. They don't have to. Every woman, doesn't have problems having babies. No. It's just a certain percentage of women can't have kids because they've been living foul in their early years, living reckless. And then when they start having all these medical problems and health problems, they act like they don't know why it's happening. Like they're so surprised. What are you talking about? You done ran through hundreds of guys. What you think is supposed to happen? And now probably by this time, you probably got married to this chick, or you live with her, and she wants to blame everybody else for everything. She might even try to blame you for why she can't have kids. Might even try to blame you for why she got cervix cancer, or why she got high blood pressure, or why she had to get her hysterectomy taken. She might blame you for any and everything. And none of that has anything to do with you. But she'll just try to blame you just to make herself feel good. So you done put all this energy in her, and she can't even do the bare minimum as a woman. Delivering babies. She can't even do that. So now you got to look for another woman to have kids. And she don't like that. No woman likes that. That the man has to go somewhere else. They feel like you should just go without. Because if they can't do it, it's okay, go without. And if you do that, if you go without having kids, If you don't do something that you want to do because of what she says, that's a mistake. You're going to end up resenting her in the long run. I know guys that have done that. Guys have wanted to do something, wanted to have kids, or it could be anything. And they didn't do it because of what the woman said at the time. And they ended up resenting her in the later years. Plus, she ended up leaving him in the later years. So not only you spent 20 something, 30 years with this woman, she leaves you and you have nothing to show for it. No kids, no nothing. When she left, it was like the only thing changed was address. Don't let what you don't have stop you from doing whatever you want. Don't do it. Anything you want to accomplish, you're going to have to get people involved, women involved. One woman ain't gonna do it 9 times out of 10. Now, if you're a regular dude, you go to work, come home, look at TV. You just a regular dude. You ain't trying to do. You like the bare minimum. You having no goals, no ambition. Oh, one woman might be good for you. But if you're a guy, if you're a builder, a producer, you're going to need support. And that woman you got home ain't gonna be enough. It ain't happening. It takes a village. It takes a village to raise a family. It takes a village to start an empire. One woman ain't gonna work. Don't let these people out here fool you. Don't let these women fool you either, because they'll act like, oh, I can do it. I can do it all. No, she can't. I know a bunch of friends that, some of these friends, some longtime friends, and some of these people are just associates that I've known years ago. When they started, a lot of people in the past started speaking, started doing presentations in front of people, started small businesses and stuff like that. I know a lot of creative types. So when they started doing a lot of this stuff, the wife she didn't want to have anything to do with it in the beginning. It was always an excuse. I can't do it. I can't speak. I can't talk. I'm nervous to go on stage with you. It was always something. But she took the credit once it blew up. Every time. She didn't want to be there when the guy was building. Because he had to go elsewhere to get support from men and women in order to pursue whatever goals, whatever he wanted to get done. And when it started to take off, that's when the woman came in. Hey, I just came over to see what was going on. She had nothing to do with it, but she took the credit. She wanted to take the credit, and then one of my homeboys was like, "No, you didn't really do anything." And then she started coming up with stuff like, "Well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have had time to do all this extra stuff." I'm like, what? Or I've had women say this stuff like this. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't been able to write those 3 books. I'm like, what? You wasn't even around when I wrote any other books. So how? This doesn't make any sense. But a lot of these women will do that. That if they can't deliver or produce something, they'll be like, well, it's okay, you know. Of course it's okay if you can't do it. You know, I had a woman tell me one time that I should adopt kids. I'm like, I don't want to adopt kids. No, blood is, it's important to me. The same blood is important to me. She was like, oh, that's not. It doesn't matter to me. Of course you're gonna say that if you can't have them. If you could have kids of your own, the same blood wouldn't matter to you. So you gotta be careful with that. But Big Mama is gone. If you're looking for somebody like your mom or your grandmother, you're gonna disappoint yourself. Women today are not built that way. They're not raised that way. They don't see the world the way your grandmother and your mom saw it growing up. If your mom is 67 plus age, that's a different woman in a different world. As a matter of fact, if you talk to some women that's in the 70s and 80s and 90s, they don't understand how a lot of young girls think. They don't understand. They're kind of confused. A lot of stuff they do doesn't make any sense. It's not practical. Everything is based on emotions more than anything else. Try talking to some of these older women. You see what I'm talking about. But if you're trying to be a high achiever, if you're trying to do things that's uncommon, you're gonna need more support. One woman ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna do. If you believe otherwise, you're just fooling yourself. You're gonna disappoint yourself. This is why a lot of guys don't get very much done, because they're trying to go at it by themselves. If the woman can't do it, if he can't do it, he can't do everything. Because no one knows everything. He he can't do everything. And he knows she can't do everything. So that's usually where the bus stops right there. If he'll quit. Because all she has to say is, I don't know how to do it. I ain't interested. The bus usually stops right there. That's why nothing gets done. A very small percentage of guys will be like, hey, I know I need help with this. I don't know much about it. She ain't willing to learn. She don't know. I gotta go elsewhere. Because, see, don't let what you don't have and what you don't know stop you from attaining your goals, whatever you want to accomplish in life. Don't do it. You might not have you might not have the money. It's okay. There's a way around everything. You might not know how to start whatever project you want to start. You just have to meet the right person. Meet people that's been there and done that. But if your wife don't know, don't let that stop you. If you don't know, don't let that stop you. If you just keep giving up, now you're training your subconscious mind that you're a loser. You're programming yourself to lose. You're programming yourself to feel like you're not worth it. And you're going to be known as a quitter, even if you're not aware of it. You're programming yourself, even if you're not aware of it, in most cases. Don't let what you don't have stop you from doing what you want to do. So if you're going to need support. And support requires women the majority of the time. Oh, there'll be a couple guys around, but the majority are going to be women. And that woman that you got at the house with you ain't going to like the fact that you went elsewhere to get whatever that you needed done. But she'll get over it. She can't do it. Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to help you do whatever you're trying to do. She can't do it. That's why she might get jealous. Hey, if she knew how to do it, if she wanted to learn, it wouldn't be a problem. So, hey, man, it is what it is. You know, she wasn't raised that way. Hey, that ain't your fault. You know, that's her parents. That's who raised her. The person that raised her got all screwed up. You know, because a lot of people will make you feel guilty. When you talk like this, like I'm talking now, they'll make you feel guilty. Like, you gotta work it out. Look, some people, you can't work everything out with everybody. Some people are not open. Some people are not coachable. Some people don't want to learn anything new. All they want to do is just be average, watch TV all the time, just do what everybody else is doing. That's how most people are. Most people are not creative types. Most people are just happy doing whatever they're doing. They're happy taking what they can get. They're cool with it. They're not trying to write no book, do no video. They ain't trying to be on camera. They don't like how they look on camera. They don't like how they look in the mirror. Come on, man. The average person they don't even like taking pictures. And you want them to do a video? Are you kidding me? Please. Try getting your woman on video. See how that goes. She'll come up with every excuse why she can't do it. And this is the person that's supposed to be supporting you. Look, you're going to need support from other women. It is what it is. So Big Momma Gone. Let's keep that in mind. Like the video, share the video. And P.S. by the way, check out my Love Can't Wait podcast on iTunes.com. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.